I am tired of the white tears. Listen, if you are competent, you are not concerned. When I walk into Congress every single day, you know why I don't feel a way and why you can't make me doubt who I am is because I know that I had to work 10 times as hard as they did just to get into the seat. When you look and you compare me to Marjorie Taylor Greene or me to Lauren Boebert, there is no comparison. And that is the life that we have always lived. I don't care what they do. We will fight to the end to make sure that we get our due. Because again, if you want to talk about the people that shouldn't be in this country, you probably need to look in the mirror, because the last time I checked, the Native Americans who some of ICE have been rounding up, or the Puerto Ricans who are absolutely Americans, listen, the only people that came and colonized this place are your ancestors, Trump.
Texas Representative Jasmine Crockett could not have been more spot on during this fiery rant against the entire MAGA ecosystem, particularly this sad excuse of an elected official.
That's exactly right, Laura. Anytime they don't like the facts that are coming out, they call it a conspiracy. We have been putting out information all along. We're called names. We're called conspiracy theorists. We're called racists. We're called bigots just for not going along with their agenda.
Like we always say, every accusation is a confession with these folks. And look no further than this series of photographs that surfaced from Boebert's Halloween weekend. She and her newest boyfriend, real estate broker Kyle Piercy, were seen not even tried to hide the racism by making a mockery of the violence Donald Trump and his secret police force have been subjecting communities all across the country to on a daily basis. When I see the photographs, I'm disgusted. I'm appalled. I'm not surprised. But to be that bold about your racism and making light of what Latino and Hispanic communities go through, and just playing up the stereotypes about them, how are you leading a group of people, right? People elected you, and this is what you're doing? And you take pride in that. That's what I don't understand. You take pride in that. I guess I do, because it's the cool thing to do now in the Republican Party is just to be racist, be blatantly racist, right? And xenophobic and, all these other things, right? All these other hateful actions or views. My goodness. And these costumes are a perfect representation of how MAGA views the entirety of the Latino and Hispanic communities. Okay? They don't have any compassion for them. They don't have any respect. They don't see them as human. And it's gross. Look, we all know that Lauren Boebert acting on her racism isn't groundbreaking news, but her response to media outlets asking her to explain these photos is what's really revealing. Because she told them, quote, this is what she told them, y'all. She said, tell our senators to vote for the CR, the continuing resolution, and open the government. They are choosing to let millions of American families suffer. That was her response. That was her response. She decided to attack the Democrats unfairly for repeatedly voting against a short-term spending bill, instead of addressing her offensive costume. You know what tells me? She's proud of that. She has no remorse about dressing up in that manner, right? And offending so many people. And then you have politicians in Colorado criticizing her, as they should, like Tricia, right? A Democrat who lost to Boebert last fall, the 4th district seat, saying Lauren Boebert put more effort into a hateful Halloween party costume than she ever has into serving the people of Colorado's 4th congressional district. Facts. How about State Senator Julie Gonzalez? She says that Boebert needs to apologize and that she should know that our culture is not a costume and being bilingual is an asset, not a joke. And then they further go on to say, look, Congresswoman Boebert chose to mock our community, co-opt our culture, and make a sick joke while immigrant Coloradans with lawful immigration status in their own district, such as 5th grade teacher Marina Ortiz, are being detained by ICE after doing everything that's been asked of them. Everything. She's nasty.
In sanctuary cities, Maria, which people don't talk about a lot, where we have to go into the community and find a public safety threat because a jail released them without notifying us. When we go in the community and find that bad guy, many times they're with others. Others are in the country illegally, but may not have a criminal history, but guess what? They're coming too. ICE is no longer going to turn a blind eye to illegal aliens in this country. We're going to keep doing this job. I started back in March saying if this hateful rhetoric continues, there's going to be bloodshed. And the left went crazy. How dare I say that? I'm a fear monger. Well, unfortunately, I was right. There's been a lot of death, either of detainees that were shot by a sniper in Dallas or people that attacked an ICE facility, and the threats on ICE officers. And the rhetoric, if it doesn't slow down, we haven't seen the end of it. There will be more bloodshed.
Even worse than protesting, you had attacks on ICE agents in Chicago. Or around Chicago. In Evanston, an immigration agent caught on camera delivering defensive strikes against a suspect who allegedly tailgated a Border Patrol vehicle, put his hands on an agent, Tom. So, you know, your agents there on the front lines and also facing off against attacks on them personally.
They're not staying here. And all you're wanting, and you go, they just should get the criminals. All illegal aliens must leave the country. I don't care if Wall Street tells it's going to hurt the economy, the corporations say it's going to hurt wages, the preachers say it's going to hurt the congregations. Yeah, everybody it's going to hurt, but they got to go home. You're destroying the American Republic, and you're destroying the American citizens, and you're destroying the American people and our social cohesion. So it's got to stop. Trump stopped him coming in, but now they got to go home. And we got to stop all the H-1B scams, all of it, and send them home too. And let's, on top of it, just for good measure, send all the Chinese students home. How about this? All of them home. All of them home. And all the benefits of what they go to the American citizens.
Listen, the Trump administration's immigration policy has centered around cruelty towards anyone law enforcement perceives to be a threat to their ideal perception of what an American should be. And that's inherently a bad thing for all of us because, again, as we've seen already in various states, they will go after anybody whenever they want. Doesn't matter if you are a U.S. citizen or not. If they even think for a second that you're not from the country or that you might be up to some trouble, they will attack you, they will harm you, they will brutalize you, and they will not apologize for it. So nobody is safe. That is the point. Doesn't matter if you're an undocumented immigrant or a documented immigrant or a U.S. citizen. What matters is they are coming for every single one of us. That is their agenda. And we cannot be afraid. We have to fight back. Because they are preying on us to be scared and not do anything. But listen, that ain't happening. For LHQ, I'm Chris Williamson. We'll see you next time.